What's going on, y'all? Hey, good morning. So I'm gonna start making this thing a regular thing. I feed Logo 2 times a day, 2 cups of food. And how we do that, I come out, we work together. How long does it take to get through a cup of food? Some people think that that's a long time. What I'm trying to say is when a dog is small, you can give it one. But when a dog gets bigger, you can give it 2 to 3, a couple at a time. It's only a cup of food. I'm saying we're gonna try and run about a 15-minute timer on this workout. I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer. Start the timer now. Logo, center. Sit. Out. Good girl. Bring it. Take. Bring it. Right now, I'm just giving her one at a time. Logo. Center. Sit. Pay attention. She knows when I look away or pay attention. It's hard for me to talk to the camera, pay attention, and talk to her at the same time. Center. Sit. Center. Sit. Yes, good girl. Rise. Take. Sit. Take. Rise. Bring it. Sit. Bring it. Rise. Bring it. Sit. Bring it. I'm still just doing one at a time. We're getting warmed up. Don't want to try and pound too much down her mouth all at once too early. Rise. Bring it. Sit. Bring it down. Rise. I don't like bending down, so I never give her a treat, or this is not treat, people. What I'm saying is I don't give my dog treat. I give my dog her dog food. This is her morning breakfast right now, and that's what we're out here doing. Sit. This helps me regulate myself too for the day. So basically, if I wake up in a bad mood, she's gonna know it because we're coming out here and we're gonna work. And depending on what my energy is, and you'll notice it in the video, especially if I can keep this up every day, I'm hoping I can. I'm gonna do my best to. But this is basically showing the world what my energy looks like first thing every morning. I don't know how I feel about that because this is a good relief for me and a warm up for her for the day. So let's continue. Hey. Sit. Yes. Down. Rise. Between. Sit. Yes. Down. Rise. On the right. Sit. This also gives me a good time in the morning to check to see how my Logo is doing. If I'm giving her commands and she's not listening, what I'm saying is it's times of day where it's getting hotter outside. If it's too hot for her at this time of day, it's probably too hot for her anywhere. And that's what I'm saying. These are the things that you have to do. You get up to check your equipment before you take your equipment out on the road with you. I know I'm referring to my Logo as a piece of equipment, but what I'm saying is she is here as a benefit to me. That is the same thing. That is equipment. That is something I'm not gonna say I need. What I'm saying is it just makes me walk around a little bit better like a crutch. But I don't need a crutch. I have a companion. Logo, up. Sit. Rise. If I string commands along for her, I try to give her how many commands I strung for her. Sit. Rise. Down. Rise. And that way she doesn't develop a habit of, you didn't give me one. You didn't give me one. Yeah, if she can count, which I don't know if she can, but I think she can. I'm working to find out if she can. But she's kind of like, hey, I didn't get 3 that last time. Well, I didn't give you 3 commands. She doesn't know how many commands I gave her. Sit. Rise. Down. Hey. Sit. And that's what I mean. I can just give her food for no reason at all. I'm not even talking to her right now. But this is a good time if I needed to listen to something or do something. I don't know. It's just ways to benefit yourself. And now we've done this long enough. Another way to benefit yourself. Logo. Find it. She will go look for it until she finds it. This is how you get a dog food motivated, and food motivation is easy motivation. It's like your paycheck at work. If you went to work and didn't get a paycheck, you would not do your job. And what I'm saying is, too many people just take their dog's food and they put it on the floor and they don't make their dog work for it at all. What I'm saying is, there's two ways that I do it. I either do it by hand feeding every day, or I bring her out here and I work her, and then I take her in the house and I give her food in a bowl. But she never just gets her food without doing some kind of work first. That is a necessity. I'm saying, if a dog was in the wild, logo, up, that meant she found it. Sit, good girl, you did good. And see, that was patience. She could have came back, she could have did anything she wanted to. She chose to sit. But what I'm saying is, out in the wild, a dog especially never gets a bowl of food brought to it. A dog gets up and goes to work, and they get their adrenaline pumping, and then when they get their adrenaline pumping, they get to eat. They don't get to eat when their adrenaline's not pumping. But we take a dog and we make it a house dog, and then it's just, I don't know what they do. They lose all purpose. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into all that. But I'm saying, when they're working, they're happy. And they know they have to work together in the wild. And she knows, hey, we're communicating. She knows she can do that with other dogs, and she knows that other dogs can't do that with other humans. So she know we have a connection. Ain't that right, girl? Rise. That's right. Hey. And this is what I'm trying to say. Up, down. What I'm trying to say is, in the wild, they will, if they feel someone or something can lead them better, they will challenge that for position. I'm saying, everybody talks about making your dog, teaching your dog to be the alpha. What it means to be the alpha in a pack is for you to provide everything that is needed for the pack, and that means nobody goes without. If I worked her and never gave her food, she stopped listening to me. If she thought that she could provide food better than I can provide it, she stopped listening to me. What I'm saying is, in a pack, the animals follow the alpha, not because the alpha is aggressive with them, but because the alpha provides for them. That means if the alpha asks you to do something, you do it because it's the benefit of the overall pack. And that's what she understands. She gets food every day. She don't have to go look for it. See, at one point in time, my logo was a street walking stray. That means she walked the street every day. Oh, it's hard out there, I'm telling you. What I'm saying is, she was out looking for food and she couldn't find it. And when I got her, it was hard to get her food motivated, because she knew that, hey, God's gonna provide food one way or another. And she knows that. She made it. She knows she can make it if she walks out there. It's just easier if she walks with me. So what I'm trying to say is, it was hard to get her food motivated, but once I did, it became, hey, I trust him because he's gonna always bring me food. It was harder looking for it for myself, and she understands that. Best believe it. She spent 4 months on the street. Ain't that right? Rise. Rise. Good girl. Bring it. Hey. All this is still part of training. Even though I'm not talking to her, I'm still teaching her a discipline of staying on that log. Sit. I have to remain calm, but this is what I'm saying. This is that energy that gets me going in the morning. And I got to discharge this before I take it out for the day. Up. Sit. Hey. I don't know what it is. Sit. Stay. I don't know what it is, but something about society has me feeling very weak. I feel powerful on the inside, but I feel like there's nowhere for me to let it go in a safe manner where it's not harmful to others. But I feel like she feels. And what I'm saying is, when they feel like this, when they know they have understanding, they walk with more confidence. What I'm trying to say is, if you notice, when she's getting it right, her tail wags with more confidence. That's when you start having fun. When you can walk and you know what you're doing, it makes you walk with your chest out a little bit more. That's what I'm trying to say. And a trained dog is a dog who walks out with his chest out a little bit more. It's confidence. See, they can already talk to everything in nature. I'm saying the animals, if you listen to the birds, When those birds started moving, my ducks started moving. I'm saying they can talk to each other. So this dog can talk to another dog. That's how they communicate. They sniff each other's butts. They do all that stuff. Well, when another dog sees my dog communicating with me, that dog is curious. Hey, it's just like in the movie that you see, the pet stories or whatever it's called, how you can see the animals communicating and then the people can't understand. But what I'm saying is, this is an animal that me and her can understand. Down. Look at how she does it with happiness. Rise. Yes, good girl. Up. Sit. I got to get her this food because, like I said, this is her breakfast and I do have to go to work. Rise. Sit. Rise. Hey. Sit. Down. Rise. Between. I do not have to give her something every time, and I want her to understand that it's not going to happen. Up. It happens when I want it to, not when she wants it to, or else we will develop a pattern that can become what looks like a stubbornness. Sit. Good girl. Down. Rise. Hey. If you want to know how I got to this point where I do this, sit. Well, let me explain. People want to get to this point quick, and I'm saying it can't happen overnight. You got to do this a few days. All right, so what I'm saying is, when she was little, I put her up on a log like this because I knew she'd be scared to jump off. And as long as I can get her to stay up on that, now what I'm saying is you got to work small. Don't be putting your dog up somewhere high. I put her up on an area where she had to trust me to get off of it. And then while she was up there and I was doing this with her, I just told her to stay. And I guess what I'm saying is, first word she learns is stay. So if you want to teach your dog to sit and stay, I'm saying early on in your day, you got to do it this way. All right, let's keep it moving. Up. Ah. Sit. So I want to make it clear. Yesterday when I did the video and I was telling her to go between my legs, I call that figure 8. And I said at. And what I'm working on is I said stacking commands. And what stacking commands means is when I say at, I want her to stop doing what she's doing and look at me. That just means, well, not really stop doing what she's doing. I want her to pay attention to me in that moment. She could be running, looking for something in the grass and going the wrong direction. And I want it to be at. That don't mean come back to me. It don't mean stop what you're doing. It means refocus on what I'm telling you. That's all it means. And when I said that and she was doing the figure 8, I'm trying to get her to understand, if you understand the motion of the figure 8, keep going, but just look up at me while you're doing it. So act means look at me. It means pay attention. And I want her to understand that it means more than just no. And I don't use the word no. Wrong. You'll hear me say that. If she does something that I don't like, I yell wrong. And then she looks at me and she knows that means, okay, that was clearly not right. Readjust and let me find out what I'm supposed to be doing. If she gets too excited, I'll use that as like a ringer, like a hitting a dong, like gong. It's just sounds. And I use what I think as the sound that I want to move towards. And when you hear me also giving her a lot of commands, take, ah, take, bring it, focus. See, when I said focus, I don't give her a treat for focus. Focus just means look at me. She already understands that. So, and she understands take. But what I'm saying is, what also happens for her is when I say take, it's something that happens in dogs that they can't control. Like when they see food, they salivate. They can't control that. Well, what I'm saying is, if you say take and you just keep doing this, every time I say take after a while, her mouth will just go. It's true. It just takes forever. And that is what I am trying to tell people. If you want something from your dog, you can't expect it until you learn how to communicate with her. It's not the other way around. You can't expect her to know how to communicate with you or even to want to. You have to figure out how to communicate with them. Ain't that right? I'm gonna show y'all something. We're getting close to the end, but I'm trying to pound it in her now. And see, that's what I'm saying. When it's getting time to be done, you can do it in handfuls and just let her eat out your hand. The point is the connection between you and your dog. It's making her understand, please do not bite the hand that feeds you. What I'm saying, people, is sometimes I lose my cool. I'm not trying to make it seem like, what I'm saying is, this is why I have a service dog. If I lose my cool on people, you think I'm not gonna lose my cool on her? I'm saying she has to put up with a lot. And that's what makes her a working dog. I'm not here to abuse her. What I'm saying is she is here to understand my energy. And she has to be able to inform me of it. And I'm saying I have to understand who I am, and I cannot put too much on her. If that makes sense. I'm saying this is not a happy trip for her. She's always working, especially when she's in my presence. She cannot be in my presence and not be bringing me help. And that's what I mean. That's why I say, bring it. It's not for today, it's for later on. When, like right now, I have to have knee surgery coming up. That's the time. I have to have knee surgery coming up. And this is getting me ready for when I cannot bring something for myself, I can have her bring it for me. And I'm saying you have to work early to make that happen. You can't just say, I want to start today, but you can. I'm saying, but the earlier you start, the greater dividends you will see. The earlier you start, the greater the compound interest you will see over time. I'm saying, once you see me in Logo, by the time she's 2 years old, you will see how amazing she is. Here. And now I'm gonna try this figure eight, and this is what you would do if you want to correct the figure eight so that you don't have a problem from yesterday. Logo, figure eight. Figure eight. Yes. Figure eight. Yes. And this is what I mean when you get them food motivated, figure eight. You can just do it this way and you don't have to apply any pressure. You don't have to apply any pressure. But what I'm saying is when you go out in the street, I'm saying it's time for pressure to be applied because you're under a high pressure situation. Figure eight. Keep it going. Now I'm trying to teach her that figure eight, and this is hard on your back. Figure eight. This is hard on your back, but this is how you do it. If you want to teach your dog to do something, this is how you do it. I don't even have to talk to her. I'm saying you get them motivated to follow the food. If your dog is a puppy, motivate them to follow the food. Figure eight. This is how you do it. I'm done. I'm out of food. Figure eight. Hey, figure eight. Come on, Logo. Figure eight. Come on. See, now I gotta use my hand. Figure eight. Hey, sit. Good girl. Now she knows this means the completion of the job, ain't that right? Bring it up. Sit. Hey, that's how you do it, y'all. That's what I get up and do every morning with her. This is just what I'm gonna start doing to show it. Hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Much respect, much love. Hey, we out.